Well, in this awful truth about college, first off, I want to warn all you males and whites out there, you need to be very, very, very careful when you're in college. You really do. And also, the people in Hollywood really don't care about you. You know, and this is for mainly everybody, the second part. You know, social justice warriors and all that, especially if you're middle class. First off, if you're in college and you're a male or you're white, you're going to be hated. You're going to be forced, at a lot of colleges, to undergo intense diversity training. You know, you have to hear about how evil and horrible whites and males are. Of course, these same idiots aren't going to tell you anything about like what the Japanese try to do to the Koreans and the Chinese for over 400 and something years. They're not going to tell you anything about what the Muslims try to do to the Europeans. All that will be ignored by these wonderful social justice warrior types. They are by far the most evil people you will ever meet. They hate you simply because of the color of your skin and your gender. And to hate somebody, to punish somebody for the sins of their ancestors is malicious, disgusting, evil, backwards, and just plain filthy. As everybody knows, Stalin and Hitler were social justice warriors. Read Mein Kampf if you don't believe me. Read his book Mein Kampf. Read Hitler's book Mein Kampf. He comes across, and listen to his speeches, he comes across as a social justice warrior. Listen to him. And everybody, obviously Stalin was. You don't even need to read anything he wrote. And I like this book, he mainly is dealing with religion. I do recommend you read this book because he also talks about any type of faith. And of course, I like this. Basically, believing anything without evidence. I wish I could find the exact words, but basically, well, here it is, right here. I'm going to show you. And that kind of faith is not seen just in religion. You may not be able to see it very good, but in any authoritarian ideology that puts dogma above truth and frowns on dissent, which, of course, social justice warriors do. They frown on dissent. They put their views above everyone else. They do not like criticism. They will attack anybody that criticizes them. They will cost people their jobs, their livelihoods, their reputation. They just cannot stand criticism. Science loves criticism. That's why science is superior to any women's studies and Latino studies. Those classes are a waste of time. Your professor in those courses don't know any more than you do about that subject. And are any of those professors volunteering, helping the poor, helping the sick, feeding the homeless? Hell no. Are those women in the women's shelters? I'm teaching women's studies, helping women in women's shelters? Hell no. Of course, these feminists, not all feminists, but some of these feminists, of course, if anybody gets together trying to get more research for cancers that affect men, they'll attack them. And the reason why you whites and males need to be careful, another reason, especially you males, is some females do believe that even if they have sex with you, but they really didn't want to, even if they don't tell you, it's rape. If they feel it's rape, it's rape. They don't have to give any evidence. All they have to do is just accuse you. Even if they change their mind during or after and they don't say nothing, it's acceptable to them. Of course, what happens if you do the same thing to them? That's a different story. Obviously, they're going to be ignored and laughed at. And you really need to also read. If you take genetics like I did, you'll read about this, Lysenkoism. This guy here, this wonderful man here, the geneticist. These people, just like the social justice warriors of today, they cannot deal with dissent. Well, this bastard claimed that he found a way to make crops grow, have more nutritious, a better yield and everything, simply by subjecting them to the cold. He would change their genetics. Of course, he gave no proof, had no proof. Millions of people died because of him. And anyone that dissented, geneticists that dissented, they were either put to death or put in gulags. Professors will go after anybody. A lot of these liberal, I don't want to say liberal because they're not necessarily liberal. Regressive. These regressives, they will go after anyone that dissents against them. So if you're a student, you better be very careful if your views are different than your professors. Now, I'm not talking about in the science class. I'm talking about in humanities class, or women's studies, or Latino studies. Be very careful, because they will go after you. Now, personally, I believe that you need to take courses like, I took Middle Eastern history. I am Middle Eastern myself, or, well, my ancestry is. I believe you need to learn about other cultures, learn about people in other nations. You know, you should. That's very important. However, to hate on somebody because their skin is white, or they're male, or their skin is black, or whatever, it's disgusting. I mean, some of these people are... Listen to some of them. Some of them want to kill all men, or 90% of men, or have men locked up. They want to kill whites. White people are a plague. So you be very careful. And then on the other hand, the Hollywood types, they don't care about you. These are millionaires giving their opinions. You hear what they say about the middle class workers? Toothless and barefoot. Most middle class workers are not like that. Even if they are, who cares? Those of us that are in the middle class, we have to wake up in the morning and work for a living and pay taxes. We pay taxes to help people who do not want to freaking work. And we're hated for it. Think about that. People like... What was that dumb bitch's name the other day? Who went off on Donald Trump but then glorified a child rapist? That Polanski guy? Barbara Streisand? No, I don't think it was Barbara Streisand. Meryl Streep. I agree with what she said about Donald Trump. I cannot stand that guy any more than I can stand Hillary Clinton. But who cares about their opinions? And listen to what they say about the working class. There's a reason why a lot of them voted for Donald Trump. I didn't, because his views of science. He's just backwards and he's just an awful, disgusting person. But anyways, there's a reason. There's a reason why they voted for Trump. One is that Democrats do not care about the poor, the middle class. They make it obvious. They only care about women and minorities. They don't care about the people who are paying the taxes, having to pay for their programs that they want to institute. The Republicans at least pretend to care. They don't care, but they pretend to care. So, of course, they're going to get voted in. And please read this book. It's a very good book. And read books on logic, critical thinking, and here's what I do. I know most of y'all will not do this because y'all just hate the idea. But try to learn other people's viewpoints. Spend a lot of time watching videos and reading books on people who think differently than you. They have a lot of good points that you may not understand. You may even realize you agree with some of the things they say. You know, all this cis white male and all this bullshit. Well, let me tell you something. If you don't want to listen to my opinions, I do not have to listen to yours. As simple as that. If you want to be that way, then I don't have to listen to you. If you want to be a disgusting crap piece of person, you're a fucking white male, and get your hate speech off this campus. Get your hate speech off this campus. You want to be that type of person, guess what? I don't have to listen to you. And as I've said before, and I'm going to say it again here, these people are going to set us back hundreds of years, decades, if not 100 years or more. Social justice warriors, thank you for getting Trump elected, because now he's going to set science back a lot. Hopefully he won't destroy education in this country in this next 4 years. But you guys really fucked us. Thanks. You know, thank you for Hitler, thank you for Stalin, thank you for your stupid backwards ideology. And if you ever listen to these social justice warriors on the internet or anything, you'll notice they are full of rhetoric and talking points. They get that from their professors. They're professors who do not have to do a real job. They work on a college setting where they can make sure that anyone that thinks differently than them are purged, just like the communists have done or did. They're disgusting. Not all college professors, and not everyone in Hollywood is awful. But this is why I always say these social justice warriors are no better than theists. They both have unsubstantiated ideas that cannot be proven, that actually can be disproven. A lot of times you can disprove a lot of things they say. You know, look up Black Lives Matter debunked. You know, things like that. Wage gap debunked. Just be very careful because they can get very violent and nasty theists as well as social justice warriors, because when people disagree with them, they really get vicious. You will not see that from a scientist. You will never see two physicists getting in a fist fight, or 20 physicists on one camp that support string theory and another 20 physicists that don't support string theory getting in each other's face, yelling and screaming at each other, wanting to fight each other over it. You will not see it. All that stuff has to go through peer review. Your women's studies and Latino studies, none of that garbage is peer reviewed. It can't be peer reviewed. They may say, well, it's peer reviewed research. Yeah, by people who agree with them. Scientists don't do that. They poke holes in your hypothesis and your research, because there's a lot of money to be made, a lot of research dollars to be gotten if they could prove you wrong and destroy not your reputation, because it's not personal, but your findings, because now they can do research. And of course it helps you too, because now you can do research, figure out why you were wrong and where you went wrong. That's why I love science and why I hate theism, and I hate the social justice warrior movement. Because they're backwards, they're violent, filthy, and history shows us what both religion and the social justice warriors will do to society. Any atheist that uses the term Islamophobia and supports Islam, you're a hypocrite. Islam at this point in time is the most vile, violent, disgusting religion on the planet. They are very misogynistic, and you won't see a feminist arguing against anything about their beliefs. Hell, I saw a video the other day on YouTube where these people actually were for female mutilation because it's the Muslims doing it, so who cares? Let me tell you something I'm not talking about all Muslims themselves. I'm talking about the religion. Separate people from religion. You are not your religion. Okay? They believe they have a right to lie to you to spread their religion. And just like the creationists, it's okay to lie about creationism to spread creationism and spread the gospel. Well, also, but for Islam, it's to take over your country, your land. Not to mention they believe that any land that they once conquered is their land. So they believe they already own Spain, Portugal, parts of, a lot of the islands in the Mediterranean and other places. So good luck with Islam if you really are foolish enough to support them. Don't support any faith, And social justice warrior stuff is all on faith. If you put one group above another and demonizing one group, you're a social justice warrior. If you want equality for everyone, then you're an egalitarian, or you're a good activist. There's a whole lot I can say. I really am kind of sick of talking. And I'm an idiot, so who cares, right? But seriously, I think a lot of us are sick of these social justice warriors. And if you're going to college and you're white and you're male, be very careful. Also, it seems like black males, you also need to be careful when you're with these white women, because they turn on you too. So be careful. Thanks.